Hello everyone, and welcome to another one of our videos. Please take a deep breath, relax, and enjoy.
People who signed up for those local MILF websites. What happened? Is there actually an abundance of local MILFs wanting to be effed? I did hook up with a local MILF one time. But it was out of chance and it had nothing to do with those pages, neither any dating app. I just met her through some friends. The moral of the story is that there are local MILFs that want to sleep with younger guys. You just have to meet them in the wild. I feel quite accomplished. She had fake boobs and I gotta say, they're quite nice. Pretty soft even. 10/10 it was a little weird when I found out I was younger than her son, yeah. Back in my rock bottom days I did check out some of these sites for some sort of human contact. There is a very small amount of genuine sites, but the MILFs on these are nothing like the ones advertised and are more meow-tow abs, mum I would never touch with a borrowed barge pole, and are probably disease-ridden. I saw quite few profiles that said allergic to condoms. That's when I noped the hell out of there. I used to be one of those MILFs. A company hires people to respond to men's messages on fake profiles and you get 20 cents a message. Once made 101 week. Ended up stopping mostly due to my conscience. I don't remember the site name but believe it or not I found it looking for a work-from-home job on Google. As a 34-year-old, attractive, from what I've been told, childless woman who appreciates younger guys, I have a horrible time convincing the guys I match with on Tinder that I'm not a fake. It doesn't help that I'm kinky and prefer to show them my FetLife profile versus laying out all my kinks again and again for every one-night stand. 3/4 of the time I get aha. Directing me to a website, I knew it. You think I'm just going to hand over my credit card info? I'm also very blunt and hate wasting time, so I tend to start messages with "Hey, I'd love to meet up, are you free for sex tonight if we talk a bit and vibe?" I've had to really alter my approach over time and prepare various ways to confirm my identity, FaceTime, sharing eccentricities of local landmarks, without giving too much info out in case dude's a weirdo. So, obviously they're fake. 100% just a scam to try and get your credit card info or charge you money for stuff. Sometimes you can get into the sites without entering information, but most will at some point end up trying to bribe you or won't let you continue without paying. As for the local MILFs, they're either robots which have a programmed conversation, which is really just a few questions and then, buy premium to meet with me, or someone who is really invested in getting you to click on the link they sent you so you can meet up and sexy time. Angie really isn't 8 miles away looking for big genital, just a guy with a fake website looking for some dummies. They will also use your email to hand out to other services who will spam you with how women with really unique names like Sarah, Jennifer, Laura, want to intercourse. So you now have a constant flow of sex telemarketing in your mailbox. I feel like it is plausible that a lot of said MILFs are single and can't really get out into the dating scene because they have their kids most nights. But I have never heard of anyone somehow signing themselves up to be peddled for sex via some sketchy rabbit trail sex link to desperate masses of thirsty men to actually meet up. That's prostitution, right? I feel like the only women who would get involved in that would be really downtrodden drug addicts that have some weird dude in their life that sees a money-making opportunity. Tinder is free, you basically match with every guy you swipe right on, and casual dating is fun. People don't tend to call accepting some free meals and likely hooking up if all goes well prostitution. We call it dating. Also, the assumption that MILFs are old or undersexed by absentee husbands is incorrect. I had my kids at 20 and 21 and was divorced at 25, so I have been a MILF almost my whole adult life. However, as an attractive 32-year-old female I don't troll the internet solely for random sex. I mainly date or hook up with people I meet in real life. But again, an app like Tinder is a much more discreet and socially acceptable route to meet actual attractive guys and get laid. One last thing, whoever mentioned that experience is important when it comes to sex is right. I dated a 21-year-old last year and the sex was strange. That isn't to say every older guy I've been with has been great, but actually yeah, sort of the older the better when it comes to the technicalities of sex. There are actually real girls chatting with you on some sites. My ex-girlfriend did one of those live chat things for a while and showed me how it works. So you log into a site and you assume a fake girl profile with fake profile pictures and fake personal info. You get assigned several dudes you can chat with simultaneously. Before you got them assigned, other girls have already chatted with them. When you log in you just have to continue the chat that other girls before you have started. You can see the chat log because you will have to continue the chat so that the dude doesn't suspect that you now are a different person. The point of all this is that you can work when you want. If you log off, another girl will take over. And if you log on, you take over from another girl. Every sentence must contain a minimum of words. So no short answers like yes, no, or something like that. It has to be complete sentences. You get paid the more you write. If you do this a whole day, it's like minimum wage. If you do this long enough, you will get a pay upgrade. The dude has no idea he is chatting with different girls, all who uphold a fake profile. The dude will ask for pictures of you and you have a gallery with nude pics of a random girl that you can send to him. He will also send pictures to you. The dude will continuously ask for a meetup, and the rules are that you, as the girl, must give vague answers like yeah, let's maybe meet up next week, and keep asking him questions. The goal here is to keep the dude in the chat as long as possible, so he is paying for every message. It's like telephone sex but in text form. I worked for one of these companies for a few days. The 3D sex game you can access after upgrading your account didn't actually exist. Anyone who requested a refund got it, keeping the credit card companies from acting against them. 1/3 of the company were content writers. Most dev focus was on the AI to have conversations. I left because I could see the dudes on that place getting defrauded and it made me feel like, shh. I worked at one of these companies, an online dating site with cougar in the name. I made the fake profiles. They made money of chat credits. The guys would be chatting with the cougar they thought was in their area, who was also chatting with 10 to 15 other guys at the same time, thinking they were also in the same area. Most of the chatters were actually hot girls, but they were not in your area. The owner and another guy did some chatting at times, so you could have been talking to a dude if you ever went on one of these sites. Ashley Madison is run very similar and based out of Canada. I tried to get a job with them before they had the big hack. Nope, it's fake. Especially since I live in a rural area, the fact that the ad even came up was a dead giveaway that they must be doing it to anyone who's visiting a website. Especially if they have the same series of pictures and ads popping up whenever you visit porn sites. I believe that's one picture of a MILF used in an ad that's about 2 years old now. So I recently tried one of those local girls ads, and what I found was that to talk to any of them you have to buy coins. Once you buy coins, their sole objective is to keep you talking. They will tell you how hot and interesting you are, but if you ever mention meeting up, they just simply ignore your question. I saw right through the BS instantly. Yeah, so not my proudest moment, but here goes. I was deep into a jousting session one night and saw one of these ads. It was something along the lines of meet local mature women in your area. I figured there might actually be local MILFs in my area who want a young guy. Crazier things have happened. It took me to a sign-up page where I made a fake account with a made-up name and old email address I hadn't used for years. Once signed up, it showed a number of MILFs were online and wanted to chat. I proceeded to chat to them, but there were obviously bots or scripted and had extremely dead chat. I've literally had better chat from the W302 bots at Trainer Willows. It was that bad. I then ran out of messages and had to buy premium to continue chatting. I think it was a 5.99 one-off payment, which was probably a scam. I haven't, because it's a scam. The ads always say they're 3 miles away. 3 miles from me in every direction is the sea, moorland or woodland, so unless the MILF in question is a mermaid I'd like to F or some kind of witch, then no. Those websites are filled with spam bots pretending to be women. However, there actually are a few bored or neglected housewives on the more legit ones. Mostly they just flirt with the idea of meeting up, then flake, which I guess is not dissimilar to regular hookup sites. But I did have an extended fling with a married woman that I met from one of those sites for a little while back in college. A bit homely, but I didn't care. I just wanted to get laid back then. She never wanted me to use protection, which I stupidly obliged to. It was hot, okay? But, surprise surprise, she got pregnant. I dipped, of course, and the husband never found out as far as I'm aware. I still look her up on Facebook from time to time. The kid was of the special needs type. He's grown up now, and he actually uses Reddit under the username of Taco Daddy or something cringy like that. True story. I clicked on one of those ones in my younger years out of interest, and possibly desperation. Sadly, no local MILFs wanted to F that night. But I did meet a lovely MILF a few years later in a bar. Didn't end too greatly though, got kicked out as I was rounding third. Met this girl in the bar, figured she was about early 30s, didn't really care. We hit it off, A very rare instance for me at the time, and after being a few drinks deep she proposes we go back to her place. Once we get there we start making out and soon enough she's telling me if I go down on her she'll do the same for me. So as I'm under the sea I hear her phone go off and suddenly she goes, "You have to leave." I ask her why and she basically goes, "My daughter's about to be home, go now." So she grabs my arm motioning me up, throws my shirt at me, and essentially throws me out the back door. She tells me to walk up the neighbor's drive and shuts the door in my face. Nothing too substantial, but that was my one and only MILF experience. I had an adult friend find her account for a few months. I must say the site is pretty legit, but the issue is the people. I sent dozens and dozens of messages to a lot of different profiles and I rarely got a response. If you're single, it's very hard to find a casual hookup. Most of the people on there are swingers and want to swap. I had the membership for about 8 months and deleted it after I just got so frustrated and annoyed that I didn't want to deal with it anymore. I know for sure that I had 2 hookups, maybe a third, but I can't remember. I did get to participate in a gangbang though, that was fun. Don't waste your time and energy unless you're a couple that swings. If you're single, just buy a nice pack of tube socks or just hire an escort.
Congratulations, you've made it to the end. We want to thank you again for giving us a few minutes of your time, and we wish you have a great rest of your day, night, or whenever you're watching this. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to subscribe, it really does help us a lot. That's it from me, roll the outro.